Okay, stop. What is that?
With the arrival of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania on February 17th, the next era of Marvel movies begins. The Ant-Man trailers showcase an epic battle between Scott Lang and Kang the Conqueror after the hero and his family accidentally open a portal to the quantum realm. Again. But the movie will also introduce one of Marvel Comics' wildest and most maniacal villains, M.O.D.O.K. So, who is this giant floating head? What does his moniker mean? And why is the actor playing him already familiar? Strap in, gang. You're in for an infinitely strange yet satisfying ride through M.O.D.O.K. history.
MODOK!
And do you know what M.O.D.O.K. stands for?
Mental organism designed only
For killing.
Hate it!
For killing.
I am MODOK. I am the ultimate in human-machine interface. I am designed only for conquest.
Like many of Marvel's most inventive and awesome creations, M.O.D.O.K. came from the minds of Jack Kirby and Stan Lee. He's first mentioned in Tales of Suspense number 93 as Captain America is captured by the evil organization known as A.I.M. on a rescue mission to find Agent 13. While the government believed that A.I.M. was disbanded, Cap discovered that they were still active under the leadership of the mysterious M.O.D.O.K. But it wasn't until the next issue that readers actually met the terrifying creation when he revealed himself to our hero. The immense mutated head cradled in a flying contraption stands as one of Kirby's most striking visual creations. As he explains to Steve Rogers, M.O.D.O.K. was once a mere guinea pig for the scientists of A.I.M., but their experiments gave him immense power, making his brain incredibly dangerous. While he appeared to kill himself at the end of that story, he would return later to exact his revenge. It was during his reign as Captain America's most fearsome foe that readers learned his true origin. Originally, George Tarleton was introduced as a scientist that A.I.M. chose for a test in their attempts to create the ultimate intelligence. They succeeded, but that was only good news for M.O.D.O.K., who quickly killed his captors. Later, that origin would change with George being reimagined as the son of an A.I.M. scientist, but either way, A.I.M. did him wrong and he would spend his life making them and the superheroic world who oppose them pay for it. Oh, and if you're wondering what M.O.D.O.K. stands for, there are multiple answers. It began as mental organism designed only for killing. It was once retconned that his original name was supposed to be mental organism only designed for computation. The name M.O.D.O.K. stuck though, and during his tenure, the M has also stood for both mechanized and mobile.
We're bankrupt.
What?
I'm sorry. I thought this coffee was for everyone.
The experiments that George was put through were what gave him his giant brain, hence the massive floating head, leading to his impressive intelligence. The powers he gained from that include incredible deduction, superior perception, and an ability to solve the hardest puzzles. But his colossal cerebrum came with unexpected and deadly powers too. M.O.D.O.K. is a man with very little patience, and whenever it wears thin, he breaks out his violent and fatal mental beam. Focusing the energy from his brain through his high-tech head sock, he can create a powerful ray of catastrophic power, which is incredibly destructive. And if that wasn't enough, he's also telepathic and regularly mind controls people. He can also put that to good use by creating force fields, making it harder for his enemies to land their attacks. So basically, he's pretty formidable, in spite of looking a little goofy.
Are you a monster?
Do I look like a monster?
In another casting rumor that's now turned out to be true, Ant-Man's Corey Stoll is returning to the MCU in Quantumania, but the actor who portrayed the villainous Darren Cross won't be returning as Yellow Jacket. Instead, he's taking on the gargantuan task of bringing Marvel's most famous floating head to life. Stoll was momentarily seen in the trailer, his face enlarged to giant proportions. So is this just a case of Marvel recasting an actor that they really like in a brand new role, like Gemma Chan going from Captain Marvel to Eternals, or could something more canon redefining be at play here? If we go back to the last place we saw Yellow Jacket, getting violently shrunk down to subatomic size by the titular hero in the first film, it all begins to come together. What if, rather than Stoll being recast as M.O.D.O.K., the MCU is reimagining M.O.D.O.K. as an evolution of Darren Cross? When Ant-Man sabotaged Yellow Jacket's suit by flying inside it, the stolen armor malfunctioned, crushing his limbs and mangling his body before he blipped out of existence entirely. So how did Yellow Jacket survive? Well, the answer comes almost immediately afterwards, when Scott escapes the crushing weight of the imploding suit by venturing into the quantum realm. If Scott made it there, then why couldn't Cross? And as we saw him getting mutilated by his broken suit, there's a very real chance that the transformation could have left him with only an outsized head. In that case, he'd have a whole lot of reasons to hate Scott Lang. And as the trailer showed him in his floating suit in the quantum realm, there is a chance it was built by none other than Kang himself. Interestingly, Quantumania looks like it's introducing a new look for M.O.D.O.K. as well as his classic aesthetic. In a brief shot, we could see him in gold battle armor, which has seemingly been designed to protect his face/brain, which makes a lot of sense. Could this be a variation on the Yellow Jacket armor? So what did you think of M.O.D.O.K's new look in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania? Let's discuss in the comments, and when you're done here, be sure to check out why Quantumania is more important to the MCU than you might think. And of course, like and subscribe to IGN wherever you watch.